Howdy guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at how to create a rectangle or square using the polylines, and this will be a practical or our second practical for the CAD feature. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Otherwise, we're heading to the program here. And now, like I mentioned, this is going to be the second practical. I'm sure you guys can remember this from our first one, so I'm just going to go and remove this and then run you through what we're going to be trying with our second one. Now, in our second one, we're going to be trying to duplicate this rectangle, but only using the polyline tool. So what I want you guys to do is you must be able to create a square or a rectangle using this tool only, and ideally it must be a closed shape, so basically the end or the beginning and the end of the final shape should be at the same point. Now if you want, you can just pause here, give it a few tries, and then we can carry on from that if you have not gotten it right. So if you have paused and tried it and haven't gotten right, this is going to be the solution. That is rather straightforward. I'm hoping you got it right, but if you didn't, no sweat. So we're going to first of all select our polyline tool, click on the backdrop, and then we want to adjust this. So we know now our first point is going to be 0, 0, and then we want to set our second point. So you can either go clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm maybe going to go counterclockwise, so I'm going to go on my X over here, my second point, make it 100, and then on the Y over here, I'm going to leave that 0. Then we're going to go add a plus. You can obviously add it and preview it and double click it again to edit it, but I'm just going to do this in one go. So now our second point, you can see, is starting now over here. Now what I want to do is on our second point of our second point, or second point of our second line, should I rather say, we want to lift this one. So I'm going to go this one. Let's make it a rectangle or something. So I'm going to go 50, or let's make it 100. I'd rather go for a square. So I'm going to go 100, and then on the Y, I want to go this one also 100. So now what's going to happen is it has started here. It's going to stay there, move up. At least it should, unless I get something wrong in this demo. Anyways, I'm going to add another point, and now we're going to go back to the left. So now pretty much we want to make sure that these ones are also 100, 100. So 100, 100. This is our, because it's joint over there. So this one, well, actually, sorry, my bad. These ones we want to leave 0, and the Y we want to leave 100. So now what's going to happen is just end it there. Now it's going to go back to the beginning and to 0, but keep it 100 high. Because our last point now is 100 high, so this one we want to go to 0, 0. So our X is 0, which is right. For our first point, our Y is 100, which is right. So now to drop it will be Y 0, which is right, and X 0. So let's say OK and see if we got everything right. There we go. It looks about fine for me. Got a nice little square going there, or should I say a rectangle, box. Sorry, I use a lot of 3D and 2D software, so I tend to call them rectangles and sometimes cubes, and so it's a bit of a mess. But in any case, there we go. We've got our square going here, and like I mentioned, you can do a rectangle as well. And once again, just to demonstrate how just with the poly tool or polyline tool, we can create most of these shapes, or most of your primitive shapes, even ones you don't find yet, just by using this tool. And it's very handy. Obviously, when you're doing products, there's many other things we can be looking at, like rounding the corners or chamfering them and so forth, but we'll be covering that in a later video. But yeah, otherwise that is it on the practical. If I head here to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here, request a training video, fill in the menu form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.